right, welcome back to another episode of Money Ball Talk Sports, coming to you at a unconditional time.
Well, it's not so unconditional because
We're probably moving here. Yeah, we're probably moving.
about
This
to
is
say.
probably moving to Friday nights. Schedule
You know.
changes with Matthew and myself, but this is probably our new time slot, Friday nights.
You know what I'm saying?
Friday nights. We
To
both
keep
had
it-
schedule changes as of late, if you will, from the 9 to 5.
Yeah.
So this is what we're doing. So we're here now. This is episode 45, I believe.
45.
45.
We live.
We're loading up. We live. We're
We're
loading
still
up. We're live, man. We live and direct to all the fans at home.
You know what I'm saying? We kind of touched on it last, but it's been an interesting couple months. You know what I'm saying? Just having to switch things around a little
And
bit.
it's the off season, so we don't have to.
Low key, it is the off season, so
It
I
is
don't feel as bad because I'm like, yo,
It's the off season. Ain't too much. We gonna bring you a lot of updates, a lot of news, and like I said, we're covering boxing, basketball, football. A lot of news. In the world of sports, and season's getting ready to start. Football season is camps underway. We'll get to all that. Do we got anything to cover before we dive in? Current events per se.
I guess it depends on where we want to start.
We're starting with boxing for sure. We're gonna
we-
start with boxing. Boxing is like the hottest.
I mean,
Because we have an event tomorrow, and I'm just talking to Matt. We got some 2 fights. I'm looking to, again, most fights I do. Me and Matt, we got a couple of our spots we hit up. Watch fight for sure. Compared to watching a basketball game, a football game, that's pretty universal. You go anywhere, when that happens. But to watch a boxing fight or a UFC fight, in some of these places, you're going to have to pay a cover charge.
well,
Because
you also thinking it's Errol Spence Jr.
in
Dallas.
the hometown hero. So shout out to Earl Spence Jr. I've met him one time at an undisclosed location
Sure.
with Big Donnie about some years and years ago. So yeah, we've met him, and then so he's the hometown hero, and he is going against Mr. Terrence Crawford. Where's he from?
Where is
from?
Terrence?
Where is he
I ain't
from?
gonna lie though, Terrence Crawford is a
But
tough.
they're both bad at it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They say, like, from what the coverage I've seen, it seems like the experts are split on it, and they feel either could
He's from Nebraska.
he had to fight all his life. He had to fight all his life.
I don't know if you
from
heard this
Nebraska.
crazy story.
Holy smokes! Shout out to the Nebraska Niner. No, shout out to the Nebraska Niner. He had Sean's from Nebraska.
Terrence
So
Crawford.
shout out to Nebraska. Yeah.
Terrence Crawford got shot in the head. I don't know if you ever heard about that.
That was him. Okay, I have heard the story, not in full detail, but I've heard.
He's talked about it in interviews, but he got shot in the head before one of his fights. His first time the first time he was ever gonna fight on TV, he ended up getting shot in the head a few
Talking about
days before.
Talking about a hater.
And
Talking about a hater.
But crazy part is he survived,
People
obviously.
want to see people win, man. What's that about?
Man, it's it's that part, but then at the same time, it's just we got to get to a point where we escape our some of these places, in order to prosper. You start getting successful, you can't always, be down there in the trenches with everybody.
Dang, check you out.
But shot in the head, you know what I'm saying? Obviously survived, comeback, fight, and Terrence Crawford, he's a little older fighter, but a lot of people have been waiting years for this fight.
So let's check out the ages real quick. So Terrence Crawford age is he up there with me.
He about 35.
He about 35. Yeah,
35.
so he about 35, and then the hometown hero.
If I'm not mistaken, Errol Spence is 28 or 29.
Spence is 33.
Oh shoot!
And remember, not that long ago, he survived that crash.
He did survive a car accident.
Yeah, that was major. That was major. He came back from that because that was real bad. I forget, that was some years ago, but that was headline news, especially here in Dallas.
Yeah.
He from Dallas, happened in Dallas. Right?
Happened in Uptown.
Correct. So So yeah, so that is okay. Today's Friday, so that is it is 10 o'clock Friday night, ladies and gentlemen. So so that is tomorrow night. I was just communicating with Matt. We gotta watch the fight, figure it out. There's a couple of
Gotta find
options.
somewhere to watch the day.
Yeah, we gotta watch that fight. I'm not watching that fight. I am watching that fight. So we'll check that out, and then whatchamacallit, and then next week is shine a little light to that. I get them mixed up. Logan, right?
Logan Paul.
Logan, because the other one in WWE. Jake Paul's in WWE.
Yeah.
Logan Paul and Nate Diaz. So that should be box office. That
should be theatrics.
That is in Dallas, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. And I am just talking to Matt. We should look into going.
Yeah, it's gonna be a couple.
We should look
a couple lit weekends in Dallas.
So
leading up to
the hometown hero, which is Fight in Vegas, I presume, right?
Yeah,
right? That's in Vegas, of course. And then a lot of
and then
city's gonna be watching that, and then next weekend the fight in Dallas,
and then week after that preseason back,
and then the preseason back, and we'll dive into that more in just a moment. And then so yeah, 2 fights coming up, and we're going to be politically correct, but like I said, I watched shout out to It Is What It Is, Money Mace, Cameron, friend of the studio, Cameron.
Killer.
So I watched them speak on it. I mean, if we look to get to any type of level, it's their level. They are the gold standard of what we're doing right now. But they're homies with both, so they would want to pick either one. But they said one picked one, the other picked the other. But they said it could go. It could go either way. It could go either way. There you go. It could go either way, and it might not go the distance. And they were saying that too. They said it could go either way, and it might not go the distance.
Now here's the thing: it's just
it might not go the distance.
You know, I can actually respect 2 undefeated fighters
doing it.
You know, I know people. Only thing is if
Side note, talking about boxing, I'm gonna get 2 because we could go into boxing. Shout out to Boxing Ken. I went to Boxing Ken. I've been to boxing like probably twice in the past month or 2.
I was about to say once I
we'll get to we'll get
once
there.
I get a couple paychecks.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get no doubt. But what was I gonna say? Why did I bring that up? Right there, all kind of people here. No, but yeah, shout out to Boxing Ken. Boxing Ken. We are covering boxing, and here we are.
But I know everybody in Dallas would be awfully hurt.
No. We're not going against the grain. Like I said,
I'm not saying we're going against the grain.
Yeah, we're not going against the grain. Not here. There was split decision. It was split decision on It Is What It Is. But over here, we're gonna by default we're riding with the hometown hero.
We'll ride with Earl Spence.
Yeah, we're not gonna go against him. Yeah, we're not speaking against him. Yeah, we're not picking against him. Yeah, we're not picking.
He cool. He cool.
Yeah, he cool. Yeah. He puts on for Dallas. Respect. You know what I'm saying? So. I always respect the ones that again put down for you where you from, of course. You're supposed to do.
I mean, honestly,
supposed to do.
Honestly, if it goes a distance, I see the fight leaning more towards Earl Spence. So
there you go. So shout out to Earl Spence. Like I said, once again, so the Earl Spence, Terrence Crawford, that fight is tomorrow, Saturday nights. Today is the 28th, so it's going to be the 29th. And next week, August, what is that?
Sheesh.
It's already August, right? August. Look at the calendar right now. August 4th. Yeah. No, August 5th. Correct. It is August 5th. So, hey, I don't know what you got going on August 5th, but you need to look at going that fight.
We might have to look into it.
We need to look into that going that fight. You know what I'm saying? And maybe convince others the same.
To pull up.
Right. If we're there. So, no, yeah, it's going to be fun. Always enjoy a good old boxing match. Seen plenty throughout my years, for sure. So, shout out to the boxing world. But other than that, if you don't have any other closing thoughts, we shall move forward.
So what we got? Do we got
basketball,
NBA news?
NBA. Well, no. Before we dive deep into basketball, if you will, shout to Bronny James. He's doing better. He's recovering. He had a cardiac arrest during a workout with USC, and they have top of the line medical staff, facilities, et cetera, et cetera. And from my understanding, during a workout drill, basketball workout drill on campus. Mr. Bronny James, at the age of 18, suffered a cardiac arrest. God bless him and the family. Everyone's okay, and we will see him in the season. No,
I got a couple things to say.
yeah, I'll let you take it before I get conspiracy theorist, because I don't know
Well,
how political we get on the show. We look to be family friendly around here.
We can say what we want with still being family friendly, but there's a couple things. It's conspiracy pretty part of it, but first thing I gotta say,
I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves. The floor is yours, sir.
First thing I want to say is, thank goodness that his dad's LeBron James.
Come on, best medical,
you know what I'm
best
saying?
medical.
They got a good mom, Savannah James. They got a good family,
good.
You know what I'm saying? Good
support system,
structure,
correct.
all that.
Correct.
First thing, that's the first thing I want to say. Second thing I want to say, I don't know what's going on. It's just been a lot of athletes who have just been kind of, having these incidents.
Is something in the water?
I mean,
is it something in the water?
If you ask the internet,
they may have their theories, right?
The internet has one theory.
Okay. That happened a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Right. So, dang, here we are. Hopefully, like I said, number one, he recovers. No worries. You know what I'm saying? That's nothing to play with. Health. Health is nothing to play with. Stephen A. said this. Some says, I don't know if they checked in or with their sources before they said it, but he said, God forbid, not the best scenario over there, could lead to LeBron's retirement. Right?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, like, right. So
I mean, what else would he be playing for at that point?
That happens, right? So like I said, health is wealth. Health is wealth. That's what I'm.
But learning. I mean, honestly, if it means him retiring versus,
but we pray for the best and we prepare for the worst. So we're praying for the best case scenario, and we enjoy the entertainment of a lot of athletes and sports and this and that. But it's when it comes to life and health, that's number one. You know what I'm saying? That's number one. So,
and regardless of what anybody's opinion is, LeBron is still one of the greatest ever. Period. It's not even debatable.
He's top. He's at the top for some people.
He's top three.
He's top two, top three, top five, and
he's top three for sure.
I'm not going to debate that. I'm not going to debate that.
You can switch it around however you want, but top three for sure.
I think a good scale. I commend and I respect and the greats and all that, of course, and the game's around 75 years and all that. But ultimately, what have I witnessed to? What do I know? I know the history per se, but I've never watched Magic Johnson or Larry Bird play.
Correct.
I've seen Michael Jordan play.
But
I've seen Michael Jordan play. You know what I'm saying? So Michael Jordan's my GOAT. But when you hear of the Kareems and the Bill Russells and the Wilt Chamberlains, you know what I'm saying? Like they are, without them, the NBA isn't where it's at today.
I'm just going by the numbers.
The numbers, okay. So he is.
Granted, they played in.
For me to put him over, but for me to put him over Mike personally, and being a older millennial, and watching Michael Jordan play, again, a lot of people love LeBron James. I'm not saying I don't. I don't hate LeBron James, but he's not my GOAT. This is some people's GOAT.
It's because you don't feel the magic.
Feel the magic?
You don't feel like if I could be like Mike. You don't feel that way about LeBron James a lot of times.
There you go. I think longevity. I can't take away the longevity. I just wish certain things would have played out different in his career. But I appreciate what he has brought to the game. What he's brought to the game. NBA 2K14. It's not there, but It was based on LeBron and his his career decisions, and that was kind of cool. So yeah, no, and then yeah, LeBron, a lot of LeBron has brought a lot to the league, and what I'm saying, love or hate him, he's one of the best for sure. So.
Like
No LeBron slander here. No LeBron slander
Nah.
here for sure. But,
Michael Jordan had like that magical.
Michael Jordan. No,
You know what I'm saying?
Michael
Watching
Jordan-
Space Jam as a kid.
Michael Jordan ain't losing, bro.
No, he's not losing.
Michael Jordan ain't losing, and you know what?
Well,
what,
at least he's
what
not
get
losing the
what get me
finals.
about the everything. I don't want to get too sidetracked, but give me Michael Jordan and all that. Like they could have got 7. That's what I think. They could have got 7. They could have kept that going. Why? Because Michael Jordan played back in the NBA after the Bulls, with the Wizards. Scottie Pippen did too, and Robin. They all had. So what I'm saying, if they all played basketball, it ended there. But
They was tired of each other.
I think the GM messed it all up. If you watch Last Dance, you're not gonna know that as a kid. You're just gonna know all the. But
Yeah.
they should have paid Scottie Pippen. And then Michael Jordan, if Michael Jordan is willing to pay for the minimum contract on the Wizards, he could play for the minimum contract with the Bulls. And they should have paid Scottie Pippen max money because Scottie Pippen got max money elsewhere. That's why he left.
In Portland, right?
Yeah, no, first he went to Houston.
Then he went to Houston.
He went to Houston, played with Olajuwon and Barkley, which was a good idea, which was probably the best case scenario. But they lost to the Jazz. That's how cold the Jazz were. Back in the day.
Stockton.
John Stockton hit a game winner and then he went to the Blazers, but too much. It was too much chaos over there. Too much chaos over there. So I'm saying, if the Bulls stay together, my theory, the Bulls stay together, they could have got 7, flirted with 8. They could have, but they would probably end up losing to the Lakers and all that. That would have been done. But
Oh yeah, they would have
that if Mike versus Kobe in the finals, that what I'm saying, if Mike stays with the Bulls and all that, that could have happened if he just waited, because 98, 99, 2000. So a lot of what ifs. Love to play what if. Don't want to get too sidetracked, but Michael Jordan. We love Michael Jordan. So Bronny James, Michael Jordan, and then so that's so that's trip down memory lane. But in current news, we have Jaylen Brown's contract. You want to look that up? He has the highest paid contract in NBA history. It's at least $300 million. And if I remember, he is the vice president of the Players Association. He's up there. He's the president, vice president, something like that.
So Jaylen Brown signs a $304 million Supermax contract.
So with things with the league, we have the TV deal expiring in 2024, and the rumors of the NBA expanding with 2 more teams, more than likely Las Vegas and Seattle. There's odds. It's it's the worst kept secret. It's going to happen, but it's like realistically within 5 years. So it's exciting times for the NBA and the cities of Seattle and Las Vegas. It's more likely going to happen. So, and the TV deal expires, and so the NBA is growing. Indeed, Matt is probably changing the. Yep, he sure is. Matt is changing the batteries to the camera, but you still hear us, but you can't see us. Once Matt changes the battery to the camera, you guys will be able to see us. And we are currently speaking on Jaylen Brown's contract. There we go. We had $304 million, and you see his interview. I did. Huh? So he's interviewing this and that. You can look this up too, and it was good. It was cool of him to say he's being in Boston, and he looks to give back to Boston and build a quote unquote Black Wall Street, and develop programs and get stuff going. So, and in Boston, like I said, I'm not too familiar with that region, but I've heard maybe not the best things, when it comes to certain parts of over there, but we're all God's children. We're all people here.
I've heard several things about Boston.
There you go.
Boston.
There you go. So,
I heard it's a. I mean, if you know, there's a lot of colleges there. There's a lot of Caucasian.
I mean,
there.
European descent.
European descent
and,
folks
and,
there.
and their ancestors are, realistically, respectfully, are the ones that, came and discovered that land, as they say, and settled, and et cetera, right there in.
It's crazy though. The richest in league history will be
So
fully
here's my point.
guaranteed.
So the TV deal, everything goes up. The salary cap goes up. Everything goes up. All the money goes up. So this is like, so he averages like 50 a year. You know what that's equivalent to? His deal, by the way, is Kyrie and Luka put together.
Bruh, he getting 60.
You hear what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah.
The Kyrie and Luka put together is his contract.
Shit.
And I seen that, like that little
All right,
visual.
So I'm about to
break
this
down
down.
his contract, break it down year by year.
So
Okay.
this year coming up, the 24 season, 52 million. 25 season, 56 million. 26 season, 60 million. 27 season, 64 million, and the 2028 season.
How old is he? He's like 24.
The 2028 season.
How old is Jalen Brown? 20.
Guess how much money is in this 28 season?
It's like 60 something.
Damn near $70 million.
So, with them trading Marcus Smart, they made some adjustments. They went to the finals the year before last. The Celtics should, again, they got Jason Tatum, him, Max. They're arguably one of the better duos in the league. I'm not gonna say they're the best duo. Until they get it done, then they could, what I mean.
So
but
curiosity makes me wonder.
they're still trending. They're still on the way up.
What are they gonna pay Jason Tatum
When's Jason Tatum's deal? I'll look that up.
next offseason?
Oh, you're not losing Jason Tatum. That's what you're not doing. That's what you're not doing. How much is Jason Tatum?
I need to read more into the salary cap situation with the NBA because they paying.
No, but again, I'm telling you, the TV deal's about to expire.
They
They're about to
dropping
get a
that
new one,
bag,
and they're about
boy.
to expand the team, the league. So a lot of money about to come in for sure. In summary, and then Boston. Okay, sixth highest payroll. Total payroll for the 2023-24 season, 179 million. Jason Tatum, he's got a couple years left, so he's got 32, 34, and 37 the next 3 years. Jason Tatum, see it right there. Hoops Hype, hoopshype.com. Credit to Hoops Hype.
So I be thinking.
So what the blue means is a player option. He could opt out. So he's 3 years left on the deal. The third year he could opt out, command a new deal. So that's when he's going to ask for big money. And some of these guys, they're gonna let walk. You know what I'm saying? But again, depending on the salary,
So if
it all depends on the salary cap. It all depends on the salary cap.
If you Demetrius Jackson, you making 92 grand for the whole season.
But are you playing and winning games and
no,
scoring
you're
20,
not,
30
but
points?
Jesus, it's just like
you're part of the team. No disrespect.
You're part of the team.
You're part of the team. But are you logging in minutes? For the franchise.
But 52 million is so far from 92,000. It's crazy.
But you are.
They
believe in you as a core piece. These two guys said winning the championship. I believe that's feasible next 2-3 years. Next year, I don't know about that. I'm not gonna look at the Celtics who win the championship. I mean, again, now he's got this is you tell me people ain't gonna look at him and try to shut him down and play against him and this man's worth all that money. I mean, there's no hate or no shade, but there's got to be a little some competition, a little target on his back, Or maybe there might be some shade. I don't know.
I have kind of like a feeling about the NBA currently.
What's that?
I feel like the excitement is missing just a little bit.
I mean, it's not. I mean, again, to watch Michael Jordan as a kid, Michael Jordan's like larger than life. You know what I'm saying? The older we get, then we're starting to be older than these guys. You know what I'm saying? Then we see these guys in the.
But in
up,
the
down.
same regard, I'm just even thinking about to when, granted, not the last one. Well, I guess you say last one, but when Steph and them started winning those first couple, you know what I'm saying? Even there was still like quite a bit of excitement. I'm waiting for a.
I think it's the Nuggets winning it, and respect to the Nuggets, a small market, and basketball. I mean, he's not your household name, and maybe
he's not a flashy player.
That, and not too many people predicted them, and the coverage. Like it was. Again, can you imagine the ratings would have been through the roof if the Lakers was in the finals? Of course, but the Nuggets were the better team. Like it's like. Respectfully, they had the first seed, but they still didn't. I wasn't convinced, but they had the first seed because I've seen the Kings beat them by 1 point in a game. So I'm like, I'm talking. Of course, the Kings beat the Nuggets. Like so, and the Nuggets been the number 1 seed majority of the year. So that's when I started saying the Kings could beat anybody. That's when I said if the Kings could beat the Nuggets, if the Kings could go to the Warriors 7 games, the Kings I feel can play with just about any team. Kings have made some additions, so not too much on the Kings today, but do got my Kings shirt, But
Damn.
Yeah. But that's all we got for basketball now. Again, that was
Shout out to Udonis Haslem.
Shout out to Udonis Haslem. Thank you. Thank you. I didn't forget that. Okay. Shout out to Udonis Haslem. I did bring that up. Retired from the NBA in Miami Heat after 20 seasons. He has, if I remember, he has 3 championships and how many finals appearances? 6.
Haslam was on all of those.
All the Heat teams. So that's no. So he had one. And they were just in the no. So he has 7 finals appearances and 3 championships. So he had one with Wade and Shaq and them.
The first one. Then
they go to the finals 4 times and win 2, and then he's been twice with Jimmy Butler.
He was still playing last year. What in the world?
So he is in the same draft 2003 as LeBron and Wade and Melo and all them.
You know what's crazy? How often?
So he has been this franchise 20 years, same as
where they do that at?
Kobe did that.
Outside of Kobe.
Tim Duncan was 19. Kobe was 20. With the same team at that, right? Dirk was what? How many years was Dirk? Was Dirk 20? I don't remember. How many years did Dirk play?
Dirk might have been
98. But he's in that conversation. So there's only like 5 players like to be the same franchise.
19 years for Mr. Haslem.
No, 20. Wait. Yeah, it's 20, bro. It's 20. Yeah, because LeBron's going. Him and LeBron.
Oh,
LeBron's going in 20. Yeah, 20. Yeah, this was the 20th. Yeah, Udonis Haslem. Yeah, man. They don't make him like that no more, man. He's vocal. And he's got it done. He's he was playing on those teams. He wasn't just there. Now he's older. We get that, but like he was starting. You know what I mean? He's logging in some minutes. So shout out to Udonis Haslem. So other than that, nothing else. Moving on to the NFL, basketball, NBA to the NFL. Magic Johnson was the part of the ownership group purchasing the Washington Commanders. They're going to clean up their act. He's one of the better owners. He owns the Dodgers. He's been a part of the Lakers front office. Everyone loves Magic Johnson. He's got all the businesses. He's got all kinds. He's done a lot of good things. So shout out to Magic Johnson and company, and they're going to turn that around because they've.
Wait, Magic Johnson bought the Commanders.
Magic Johnson is a part of the ownership group. I don't know if he's the owner, but he's a part of it. I just seen that part. He's part of the ownership group for sure. So he might be a minority owner. I don't know if he's the owner. He might be. Shit.
He owns a part of the team.
Part of it, yeah, exactly. So again, but he's there, so he's gonna add some. He's got the job done a few times, so he's gonna bring.
I was about to say that's the biggest.
Some structure, some foundation, some stability.
That's the biggest piece
the
of
Commanders.
ownership he's ever had.
Commanders is respectfully has been one of the poorest ran franchises in recent
They
history.
really trying to get Dan Snyder up out of there, boy.
Right, and he's a lot of negative press about him.
That's crazy though. He's got to be the first black owner in the league.
You got right. And yeah, correct. But again, he's not the majority owner though. But he's in the ownership
Owner
group.
period.
Owner period, correct. And there's a price. So yeah, shout out to Magic Johnson, no doubt.
Yeah.
Shout out to Magic. Shoot, like
Even
again,
if he's the first back,
they should turn around and they might change the name again. I don't think they'll go back to the Redskins, but football team is cool. Commanders, I don't know if everyone's is won over with that, so there might be some changes, good changes.
I'm trying to.
And shout out to and when there was the Redskins and football team, man, they had Alex Smith, man. So like those when I couldn't watch the 49ers, this is about how many years ago before he got hurt, and I don't think I discovered the 49er bar yet. And so I wasn't always watching the 49ers on TV. But in Dallas, side note, in Dallas, you always got the Cowboys on TV, of course, random games, but you're always going to get divisional rivals of the Cowboys, Redskins, Washington, of course, New York Giants, Philadelphia Eagles. All those games come on TV as well every Sunday in Dallas on regular TV. If you have regular TV at the crib, that's what comes on at the crib. So I watched a lot of Redskin games with Alex Smith. So, shout out to the Redskins, because Alex Smith is one of my favorite players of all time.
Okay, so pretty much Dan Snyder is pretty much out.
Yeah, that's great news because there's been a lot of reports of him.
A few guys put their money together and
best
bought
owner.
the.
And he's ran the team poorly. If you got other owners complaining about you, like come on, you're messing up.
Bro, that shit
And
crazy.
a lot of people complain within, like I said, so they're gonna. I don't even know who the
Ain't
quarterback
even
is.
taking care of the stadium, nothing.
Exactly, the stadium's falling apart. All that. That's crazy. That is crazy.
They had zip ties holding the stadium
That's
together.
crazy. No, you see the one where I almost took out Jalen Hurts for the season.
Yeah,
Jalen Hurts walked by, and the thing almost hit Jalen Hurts. That is insane. At that, the Eagles could have sued the Commanders.
Yeah,
That would have been insane.
yeah.
So
Man.
shout out to the Commanders. Shout out to Commanders. Hopefully, better. Who they got on the team? They got some young quarterbacks prospects. I don't know if anyone.
They got who?
I don't know. They got the
Man, they going through it.
They going through it. Right? They going through it. Rebranding.
Yeah, this joint.
What's his name? No disrespect. They got the what's he? D linebacker, 99. Young.
Chase Young.
Chase Young. Yep. Chase Young. They got him. He's probably their best player.
He is their best.
He's their best player. So build around
Yeah,
Mr. Chase
this
Young.
joint was crazy.
Build around Chase Young.
Boom,
You got the thing. Come on now. Yeah, fix it. Yeah, clean that up. Clean that up.
bruh.
I don't know if you can show this. Clean it up.
We can show this.
Maybe show it.
Yeah. I don't mean to laugh.
Took out the franchise, man.
Shout out to Jalen Hurts though, stand up
Top
guy.
five, top
My man
five.
helped everybody get up at everything.
Top 5 quarterback. Even though they played the 49ers in the NFC Championship.
My man helped everybody get up, took pictures.
I had Jalen Hurts as a fantasy quarterback. So Jalen Hurts is and more on I think it's fantasy.
Very disrespectful though. Dan Snyder, what is you doing, bro?
So that's
What is you doing?
the NFL.
That's terrible
That's Washington
though.
D.C. That is Washington D.C. Man.
That's what I mean. That's
Washington,
just
D.C.
that's
I've been Washington D.C. It's real out there. It's real out there. You're not too far from your favorite buildings. It's a lot of
it's a lot of little
conditions
bit,
could be better. in certain
Man, I
parts.
could take you up. I could take you up I-95
Take
real
it-
quick.
Matt
though.
know, Matt
You
know.
know what I'm saying? I
Matt
could take you
knows.
up I-95 to, you know what I'm saying, up Greenmount, you feel me?
Man knows. Shout out to Pat. He took me through DC. We had I was in Dallas. We had a buddy of ours getting married. Shout out to Rob. He's from Dallas, actually. And then he got married in Washington D.C. So went to Washington D.C. This was like by now it was like 6 years ago. Yeah, but it was a good time. So I've been there once. So shout out to Washington D.C. Shout out to Washington D.C. good hub. Again, they got your basketball, your football, your baseball, your hockey. So they got a lot of they got a lot going on in Washington D.C. So yeah, so hopefully the franchise gets turned around sooner than later. But moving on, we got NFL camps have started. I've been paying attention to the 49ers close, of course. You want to report anything before we get into?
I'm not going to say that I'm happy to say this, but I'm just going to report the news.
What was that?
What's his face?
What's his face?
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow. Oh yeah,
sustained a serious injury.
Serious? Is it quote unquote serious? I just say he got carted off the field. Yeah, that is breaking.
I was about to say you get carted off of anything.
Yeah, he did get carted off.
So they say several weeks though.
Well, there's we still got. There's a lot of off season left. There's a lot of preseason left.
Well, 6 weeks is going to mean that it's going to run into the season.
When does the season start? September?
Yeah, at least maybe like 1 or 2 weeks you get into the season.
The season does start in like a month. Okay, and he's talking about 6 weeks. So yeah, so he's gonna miss the beginning of the season. Holy court.
So who's backup?
Who's the backup? Who is QB2? Most underrated position on the roster.
Shit.
In my opinion.
Trevor Siemian. Hold on, I got.
Sounds like a creative player to me. No disrespect, but I don't know if he's starting any games yet. Has he? Probably.
Yeah, he is. I think
I've heard the name, but
so there's a possibility that the first game that we play against the Bengals, he might not be there.
Is that game 1? What is that?
It's not game 1, but it's week 2.
Week 2? Hey, I mean that's football gods blessing you early. Yeah, as a football gods blessing you early. So as a division rival.
But let me shut up though,
because hey, all health and wealth to everybody, right?
All
health and wealth, nothing but we don't do that here. We don't do that here. We're just reporting the news.
But at the same time, like I'm saying, boy,
we're not. I don't think you're gonna see the point. You're probably not gonna see Joe Burrow right here anytime soon. You're probably not gonna see that anytime soon.
I believe
There you go. So, shout out to Joe Burrow. Regardless, get healthy soon, sir. But again, projected 6 weeks. That is serious. You do not want your quarterback. That is the worst case scenario. That is the owner, coach's worst worst nightmare. You wake up and your quarterback is out. QB1 is out, and you got all camp and all this and all that, and you're supposed to be playing around him. The playbook and everything and this and that. But it's not his first rodeo. I put him top 10. I think he does get a lot of hype. You know what I'm saying? I think he gets a lot of hype. If he would have won the Super Bowl, then I'd be like, oh, he's the man. If he would have won the Super Bowl, build him a statue. But they played the Rams, right?
Yep.
And lost. So so that's but he got there early. Hey, a lot of teams don't even do that. A lot of quarterbacks. So respect to him. Early and speedy recovery to Mr. Joe Burrow.
So it's another thing I wanted to talk about. So last year, every quarterback that went to a new team was pretty much, I ain't gonna say garbage, but every quarterback that went to a new team, at least franchise quarterback, had a rough time.
It's a lot of adjustments as a quarterback. To readjust, everyone adjust to you and this and that. Especially when they're not when you didn't get drafted there. That's an adjustment.
So coming into this season, we have several franchise quarterbacks going to new teams.
On the move. Okay, so since we're on that, Mr. Aaron Rodgers, right? Are we going there?
Let's start.
There,
let's start. Let's do him.
Well, okay, he's the main event. Okay,
let's
end with Aaron Rodgers. Okay.
Let's start with Tampa Bay.
They have
Baker
Mayfield. Good luck. He had a big game or two with the Rams, but Tampa Bay, they are not Super Bowl favorites like they was not that long ago. So those days are over.
Man, I don't know why I be wanting to see
Tampa Bay.
Mayfield
those
win,
days
though.
are over. With him as your quarterback, they're not Super Bowl favored nothing. The NFC South is wide open. That's probably one of the most wide open divisions.
So we're gonna stay in that division.
The Saints got
Derek
former
Carr.
Raiders quarterback Derek Carr. I, Alvin Kamara, I don't know how much gas he has left in the tank. Michael Thomas, 2-3 years ago, top receiver. You know, he's struggling to stay on the field.
They could win that division though.
They could win that division. The Falcons. Is Marcus Mariota still there? Who they got?
Damian Ritter.
Who's that? Damian Ritter. Who's that? Is it draft pick?
No.
Who's that? Who's that?
That backup from last year.
Is their starter this year?
Yeah.
What happened to Marcus Mariota? He's out of there.
He was I want to say he's playing in Vegas or something.
Okay. Okay. Forgive me, Atlanta. Again, I don't even. Yeah, so okay. And then who else is there? So Atlanta, New Orleans, and Carolina, the number 1 draft pick. So they got a rookie quarterback.
I give New Orleans winning this division with 9 wins, and everybody is all clumped together.
New Orleans. I'll probably ride with New Orleans too. I'll probably ride because Derek Carr is probably more. He's more bad. And do they still have Jameis Winston?
Jameis Winston might. I don't know where
They still have Jameis Winston because he was.
They don't.
I mean, he's. Last time I checked, he was on the Saints, and he was going back and forth with.
Oh, he is the backup quarterback for the Saints. Yes.
Who was the quarterback of the Saints last year? Outside of Winston, there was somebody else. Andy Dalton.
Oh, Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton. So Andy Dalton's floating around somewhere, but no, they had Andy Dalton. Yeah, so they was going. Yeah, it was good old Andy. Good old Andy, and he's on Dallas before too. Good old Andy.
We also have the quarterback that is very near and dear and close to your heart.
Oh, Jimmy G. Who we talking about?
The Los Angeles or Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Jimmy G signed a big deal. They got a lot going on.
Jimmy G ain't even passed his physical.
No, he did, and then we got.
When he initially did it, he didn't.
But then he did because if he didn't,
he would have lost some money.
The damn deal would have void, and that would have been that. Then they had to go in a different direction. No, they banking on Jimmy G. Respectfully, we love Jimmy G. You know what I'm saying? No hate. You know what I'm saying? He's won with 49ers a lot of games. He did lose the Super Bowl. That's maybe a black eye in his career, if any. You know what I'm saying? But he's won. You know, again, he brought a lot of stability to the organization when he came. You know what I'm saying? Because we were 1 to 2 years after the Kaepernick experience. So, you know, and Jimmy G was started at least 5 years, highest paid quarterback at the time. So a lot of good times with Jimmy G, but he's moved on to Las Vegas, you know, and the 49ers moved on as well. And we'll get to more on the 49ers later, but he's the starting quarterback. They traded the tight end, not a good move. I think he was at odds with the franchise. And the running back led the day. Okay.
But yeah.
Okay. So they got a lot of pieces. They got a lot of questionable parts. If they would have kept all the parts, Raiders are rocking and rolling. But they got a lot of question marks. A lot of question marks on the offense. We don't know. Devontae Adams is not happy. You know, he's not too happy. He might get traded out of there. A lot of move. Again, I pay attention to the Raiders. I feel your average Raider fan doesn't give in-depth analysis the way I'm have the ability to do so. But I feel, shout out to the Raider fans everywhere. But no, a lot of question marks. But Jimmy G is going to bring some stability. But their Super Bowl odds did not increase too much. You know, so
didn't increase at all.
Exactly.
Might have went down a little bit.
It stayed the same. So they are the same team. You need more people. Respectfully, Las Vegas Raiders need more people to win the division and get to the Super Bowl ultimately. You know what I'm saying? And for y'all to cash out Jimmy G, the 49ers want to go give him that contract.
No.
So you see what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna
see
lie.
What I'm saying, Las Vegas?
Jimmy G might get exposed.
The 49ers, I would have been like, no.
Jimmy G might get exposed.
If we would have gave him that deal, heck no. All our quarterbacks cost less than Jimmy G. Right now. You know what I'm saying? Like all of our quarterbacks, you know what I'm saying? Like We still got 2 of them from last year and another one on the way. You know what I'm saying? One of them gonna start
On the way, y'all got
Sam Darnold. That's on that. Sam Darnold, Campbell. You know what I'm saying? So they're all more of my guys later. But you know, we have moved on. We have moved on, and a lot of good times. I wish the storybook ending is we got it done with him on the roster.
So since you brought him up, Sam Darnold. What's the probability that he makes it to the starting lineup?
Starting lineup, I think you could flip a coin with all these guys. I think Purdy. You don't want too much pressure on him. You know, and he's they're all assets. They're all respect to Jimmy G. I'd rather have these 3 guys than Jimmy G at this point. Jimmy G's a little older. These guys, you know. Sam Darnold been in the league maybe like 4 or 5 years, if that, and both Trey Lance and Brock Purdy is born around like 99, 2000. So these guys are like early 20s. So and Jimmy G's already like 30 something. So they all have played well thus far in camp. I think Sam Darnold brings veteran leadership, stability, durability. I think we can't get too caught up in the Brock Purdy hype as a 49er fan. You know, you don't want to get – because that reminded me a lot of Colin Kaepernick. You know, let's not give this guy – let's give him the key to the expedition. Let's not give him the key to the Ferrari. You see what I'm saying? That's what happened with Kaepernick, and he crashed out. So and you traded for Trey Lance. You have to know for sure the verdict on Trey Lance. He's been training with everyone's favorite quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. He's been training with him. So and I feel Trey Lance college highlights looks like Patrick Mahomes to me. So I'm still believing Trey Lance until further notice. And Brock Purdy, I feel is if he's like, I feel he's the most for sure thing, but you don't mess that up. You don't put him first and get him hurt. Brock Purdy, I don't know. That's what I go 1 Lance, 2 Purdy, 3 Darnold.
So last but not least, Mr. Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers. So he got a new deal on the Jets. He restructured his deal. He went from He gave back 25, 35 million, something like that, from $100 million deal. He's talking about going from 1 year to 2 years. The Jets, they're talking about bringing in Cook, former running back of the Vikings. My man's Breece Hall. He's a rookie last year. He's one of my fantasy running backs. He got towards ACL. Shout out to him. Comes back soon. He's putting up big numbers before he got hurt. Sauce, you know, they got some pieces over there. So
10 wins.
10 wins. I think the unselfish move by Mr. Aaron Rodgers elevated the team.
10 wins. That's what I give him.
10 wins. I think, but along with
actually maybe 9.
I think, you know, and shout out to the Dolphins, shout out to the Bills. They still got to prove that they're better than them, and they could, but it's they could.
All right, so I have 2 segments, but I guess let's see how much time we got.
What
we got time. Yeah. So,
you want to talk about? We talk about quarterbacks. You want to talk about your man's? Marcus Peters. How do you feel about that?
Well, I think I might have missed the memo on Marcus Peters.
He signed to the Raiders.
I mean,
okay. I didn't know how did you react to
that. I like the juice, man. You know, but he was giving up quite a few plays last year.
Okay, that's your take. Okay, so he's with the Raiders now.
And okay. I think like locker room wise, he might have been becoming somewhat of a distraction. I hate to put it like that,
but it'd be like that.
But like,
it is what it is.
You know, I don't know if you're familiar with Marcus Peters. I don't know if you're familiar with Marcus Peters, but Marcus Peters is he granted I hope he not actually about that life, but if there's some things that have happened,
He may proclaim it.
I could pull up a video right now and you might look at him a little differently. I don't know if you've seen this before.
I don't. I know. I get my Marcus Peters news through you.
So
I don't.
when
I
Marcus
don't know.
Peters
Right. So what's he got
when
going on? What's
Marcus
he got going on?
Peters was playing for the LA Chargers, I mean LA Rams, I'm my bad.
Okay.
He was getting heckled by a fan.
He called a slur.
And no, he didn't call him a slur, but this fan was
What did he say? What did he say?
was throwing up some gang signs, and Marcus Peters was on the sideline, and Marcus Peters got up, and I don't know. Like I said, I'm surprised you've never seen this video.
I might have. It just doesn't. I just not ring a bell. How long ago was this?
It was a few years ago.
A few years ago.
Like I said, he's
Maybe.
playing for the Rams.
Playing for the Rams. I think. Maybe.
But somebody was talking that cash. Yeah.
He's all right. Okay, what do you do? Yeah, I did see this. Yeah, he did that. He checked him. No, that's what. Yeah, he did that. Yeah, no, I mean, as a man, like, and especially in environments and this and that, like, we shouldn't be just throwing out disrespect so loosely.
Right.
If you want to type it on social media, if you want to say it in the crowd, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I remember that. I do. I was like, I felt that. I was like, I would have been.
Nah,
I've been peeing my pants. He came to me like that. I've been peeing my pants. He came to me like that.
face too. He like,
But I know not to disrespect a man
yeah.
like that. I'm not going to be in that scenario. I'm not just loosely throwing out disrespect like that for no reason. You know what I'm saying? I came to pay and
But
enjoy
I
the
mean,
game, the entertainment.
you
I'm just
talking
happy.
that-
I'm happy to be there.
I mean, you talking that way, and not to
And
say.
where you from? No, he checked him. He checked him real
But
quick. He
I
pulled his card real quick.
a lot of times in the NFL, it's
Russell Westbrook be doing the same. You know what I mean? So they're men first. You know what I'm saying? It's a game, the NFL, NBA, they're men first. And you know what I mean? You
it's
shouldn't
a
be.
very thin line between the passion and people feeling like you're a hothead. Not to say that I feel like Marcus Peters is a hothead.
He could have been just
But-
focusing. I mean, he could have ignored it. You know what I mean? He could have just ignored it. Played like I'm Marcus Peters, millionaire. I'm gonna do. You know what I mean? But he shouldn't. You shouldn't let people get you out your character. You know what I'm saying? Heckle you, right? But it happens, and he defended himself, and he wasn't going to tolerate the disrespect. So I can respect that.
Shout out to Juice Man though.
Shout out to Juice Man. You know, again, this with the Raiders. You know what I'm saying?
So the other thing is another thing I have.
So, yeah, that's all. That's all the topics I had. So yeah, let me know what you got going.
We got a game called High or Low.
High or low? What are you talking about?
So the NFL has released half of the top 100 lists. And there's a lot, I don't want to say a lot, but there's quite a few people who've seen this list so far, and they're like, that person's too high. That person's too low.
Oh,
How
okay,
could you
okay,
put this
okay,
person-
but.
So-
And then they got what 100 to 50 right now.
Yep,
Then they released 50 to 1.
yep.
Yikes! Right.
So we're going to play high-low.
high low. So you're gonna start from 100
So I'm not going to start from 100, but I'm going to pick out certain players.
players. Okay, check it
And
out.
we're going to say
Okay.
high or low.
Okay, man. All right, here we
So-
go. Here we go.
First player, Trevor Lawrence, 96, high or low.
96. He's on the list. I think he's
In
good.
other words, does he need to be higher on the list or should he be lower on the list?
Should be higher on the list, lower on the list. Trevor Lawrence, 96. I'll give the young man a little higher. 96. It sounds like a lot of players in front of him. If he's the franchise guy, if he's gonna get you to the next level, I'll give him a little bit better than 96. But I think that's probably fair. He made the list. Shoot, he made the list. 96. Yikes. So I'll give him a little bit better than 96.
Now, this is all going to make sense in like a second.
Got you.
Justin Fields, 86, high or low.
Justin Fields, that's my man's. Same draft class as Trey Lance. No, he's expected to do big things. I've seen the projected stats for next year for fantasy, and Justin Fields is projected to be a top 10 quarterback. So I would say he's right where he's at. I think quarterbacks get a lot of. quarterbacks get maybe more recognition than maybe the running backs, right? But we'll keep. It sounds about right, but I'll give him. I think he still has more to prove. Hey, how you doing, sir? What's up? Maybe I'll give him a little because he still has to prove it.
So
Trevor Lawrence been in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So like Justin Fields, he plays sometimes.
Dakota Prescott, 56, high or lower?
Dakota, he called him Dakota. Prescott? He's Prescott. Say his name. Where's he at? Prescott?
56. Dakota
56
Prescott.
lower. Are you serious? Prescott? 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 Like, again, respect. Like, okay, like he came back from the injury and all that. Maybe they would have won more games if he played throughout the season. That was just last year, right? He got hurt and all that. Was it?
Well, he wasn't hurt.
Was that the year before?
That was a few years before.
He was hurt. Okay, so.
But I mean, Dak Prescott, 56.
I would rather have
he be higher
if
on
I'm
the
starting a
list?
franchise. If it was a fantasy draft, like who do I want at quarterback the next 3 years to 5 years? Give me Justin Fields or Trevor Lawrence before Dak Prescott.
But out of
If I was a general manager,
100 best players in the league, Dak Prescott is at 56.
that is crazy.
Is he should he be lower on the list or higher?
I think you should be lower. And that's not even hate or whatever, but like you got to win. You got to win the big one. Like I hear Cowboy fans say that he's not winning the big game. You know what I'm saying? He's lost 2 years in a row to the 49ers. Isn't that the dream scenario to drive the ball down the field to tie the game, win the game? And he's in that scenario, and it says continue, try again. Like in Madden, like he didn't get the mission. He didn't get the.
All right, so this next one is
He didn't get it done, man.
this next one is tying everything I've been saying together. So
Okay.
Lamar
quarterbacks.
Jackson,
Oh, here we go. Where's Lamar?
72.
They put Dak Prescott over Lamar Jackson? That's crazy to me. Hell no, that's hate. That is hate. That is hate.
Lamar
hate.
Jackson
That is hate. That
is
is
at
hate.
72.
That's hate, bro. That's hate. That's hate. That's hate. They hating on you, mans. They hating on you, mans. They hating on you, mans.
72. So higher or lower on Lamar Jackson?
Higher.
No
Lamar
disres-
Jackson, no disrespect. Lamar Jackson is better than Dak Prescott. Lamar Jackson's proved more in the league.
No disrespect to this next one. We're gonna do higher or lower.
Okay.
Jared Goff,
Jared Goff. Okay, where's he? Jared Goff. He's on the list.
66.
They got Jared Goff over Lamar Jackson. Lower. That's crazy, bro. That's mad disrespect. That's mad disrespect. If he got paid a little less, he'd probably be higher on that list. That's what that's about. You see what I'm saying? That's politics, bro. That's politics. F that list. That's politics, bro. I don't like that. I don't like that. Jared Goff is the fact that shout out to Jared Goff, but Jared Goff's on the list. Jared Goff's on the list.
He's on the list.
He's on the list, let alone better than all them. Yeah, right.
Aaron Rodgers,
Aaron Rodgers. Here we go.
51. Higher or lower?
51. Lower. He's gonna get a lot of the glory if they win, but he is been in the league like 20 years. But is he the oldest quarterback?
He is
Like hands down, right? Without
Currently.
Tom Brady,
currently.
who's after him? Just laughs and giggles. Who's after him?
After Tom Brady or after
No, after Aaron Rodgers, who's older,
starting?
It
might be Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, it's probably Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins has been around a long time.
I think Kirk Cousins is 35.
Probably Kirk Cousins. That sounds right. So yeah, I catch your drift. And I support your argument. And I think that's just shade. That's just hate. That don't make no sense. But he gonna come in and from my perspective, have a great chance to win the division. Especially Mr. Burrow is gonna miss a couple starts. So yeah, all he gotta do is win games, and all that goes out the window.
Deebo Samuel,
Hey,
61. Higher or lower?
oh man, higher man. What are you talking about? 1 year he was 19. Come on now, let's get serious. He was 19 a couple years ago, so he's got a lot to prove. You know what I'm saying? That's my man's. Got me a Debo Samuel shirt, man. Got me a Debo Samuel shirt. You'll see it. When season start, I'm gonna wear it, of course.
Let's see if we can get one more out of this. We had another one I wanted to do. Tony Pollard.
Tony Pollard, he about to get the franchise, the running back. So we had the running backs. Here we go.
55.
We didn't talk about that. Running backs.
And
Shout out
this is a
to
segue into
shout out to the running back. Shout out to okay. So Tony Pollard 55. What was Dak Prescott?
56.
56. So they got Tony Pollard over Dak Prescott. Okay, let's make that clear. He is more of the guy at this point. Like overall, Tony Pollard. Shout out to Tony Pollard. Broke his leg. Get well soon against the 49ers. Don't wish get well soon. That was like, okay, we have a great chance because it was kind of like, when Tony Pollard got hurt. Respectfully, I was like, that was if I was on the other side, I'd be like, no, we're Cowboys ain't win this game. So Tony Pollard was top 3 running back all year, so he should be higher than that. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully, but the running backs get a lot of shade, and if you want to transition that conversation, the running backs are undervalued, underpaid. And it sucks. It sucks what they're going through. But do you have no running back? The game of football is not the same.
So, you have Dalvin Cook.
Free agent.
Released.
Correct. What is that about? Is he just older at this point? Is he?
No.
They don't want to pay him big money. Right. They don't want to pay him big money. Well,
Josh Jacobs. Franchise tag.
He was the best running back in the NFL last year. Come on, right? And then all you can do is give him the franchise tag.
So,
side note, franchise tag, if we get the definition, that means you are about to be a free agent, and the team has one franchise tag a year, and what they do, they claim franchise tag on one player every year, and what that is, they average the top 5 salaries of that position, of your position, and you get that on a 1-year deal. So it's a big 1-year deal. So, but then, you're playing, but then, your future and you're not, guaranteed, and you don't want to, players were more likely to give it their all if they know there's some security with all their efforts. You don't want to get hurt and mess up your money, mess up your next big contract, right? So that's what the running backs are going through. The average running back gets paid less than the average kicker.
Correct.
That's wild. That's wild, but not to downplay the kicker. Kicker is important. You know what I'm saying? They're scoring points. You know what I'm saying? They're winning you games. Ultimately, but you come in and and you score. You know what I'm saying? It's pressure. You better make it count. You get paid millions of dollars to do one thing. Everyone does a lot of things. Kickers do one thing, respectfully. But running backs put their body on the line, and I think that narrative started with Mel Kiper. He downplayed the running backs at the draft and this and that, and that's where it all started.
Saquon Barkley.
So
Saquon Barkley received a franchise tag, but ultimately ends up signing a 1-year deal, which pays him what he would have made if he signed a franchise tag.
He had a comeback year. He's been hurt the past few years. The Giants turned it around. We talked about them last year. They was, I feel, one of the surprise teams. There's always like a couple surprise teams, and the Giants were definitely that. The Giants made it to the playoffs. I don't think we picked them to do that, and they upset the Vikings at home. The Vikings in Minnesota. Remember that game. So the Giants made the playoffs and won a playoff game. So, but what again? This is my argument, respect to all players, all positions, but ultimately, in my opinion, but I'm just a normal guy talk sports. Quarterback is overrated, and running back is underrated. Quarterbacks are overpaid, running backs are underpaid. I feel to really give it that balance it deserves, the quarterback has to make that sacrifice, if that makes sense.
Austin Eckler.
Running back, Chargers. He's hot stuff. Okay.
I believe he has a franchise tag.
A lot of them do. That's crazy. And these are like top 5, top 10 running backs. But in 3 years from now, 5 years from now, it's a whole lot of other guys in that conversation.
So, what me personally, you know what I think
Durability.
that-
Durability.
You know what I think the NFL should do?
Uh,
The NFL should make running backs contracts pay for play.
that does make sense. You play. Yeah, it's,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Pay for play. So like literally, you have a crazy season, you get paid X amount. You know, if you know Ezekiel Elliott, as opposed to what was on his contract, he plays this. Here, bro, you take this. I feel like I think that's could possibly make it a little bit more fair for both sides because I can see it from both perspectives. You think you just give Ezekiel Elliott $90 million and you see what happened.
I mean, he's probably one of the top examples of to not pay a running back.
Todd Gurley, same thing.
He's out the league. Yeah, but he was making big money and he fizzled out early. Yeah, he was top running back and then he disappeared. Injuries sucks. Injuries. That's the NFL. It's the running back.
That's what I said. They need to pay to play. So even if they came out as a rookie, you put up, 1,500 yards, pay me like that. While I put that 1,500, as opposed to paying me at a rookie scale, and then when it's time to actually pay me,
Yeah.
you everybody's quiet.
No, it's hopefully there's a solution. You know what I mean? That's a solution. But yeah, I think the running backs are undervalued. I think the running backs are undervalued for sure.
But I think there was a secret meeting between the running backs, and they're planning to do something about it.
I seen that. They should unionize. They should running back because
Running backs got to unionize.
What all the running backs sat out. It's a different ball game, bro.
Yeah,
Different ball game.
but I don't know. NFL teams. Would be,
But check it out. But say just hypothetically speaking, say you have your hot stuff in college and you coach a team, they don't have an O line, that's your career. But if you have a great O line and you're subpar, you could look great.
The Giants don't have a great O line.
The Giants have so yeah, Sam Barkley. But I think maybe they want to see him do it one more time because he just came back from injury. He's been injured majority of his career. He did have a breakout year this year, and a big part of why they're successful this year. But again, prime example, Daniel Jones gets all the glory, and
And all that.
exactly, and Barkley's a big part of that. So interesting how that plays out. But they both played for their the franchise and their careers, and they deserve both of them. Because they were both, if they didn't make the playoffs, they both would have been out the door. They both would have been out the door for sure.
Saquon Barkley signs a 1-year deal worth $11 million with a $2 million signing bonus. If he would have signed the tag, it would have paid him $10.9 million.
Yeah, they gave him a little mustard on his hot dog. Okay, cool. You know what I mean? Like,
No, I'm
like
saying
they got a little hot sauce. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, man, he could have given him a 2-3 year deal. That's ridiculous.
I mean, he could have. I mean,
They
it's,
could have given him a 2-3 year deal. Like, come on, come on, like he got you a playoffs and a playoff win. Ain't that what it's all about? You know what I mean? Tearing it up on the field. When I counted, I was like, man, he ain't gonna stay. I was like, remember the fantasy? I was like, man, Saquon Barkley. I passed on Saquon Barkley in one of my drafts because I was like, nah, he ain't
it's
there.
tough.
So shout out to Saquon Barkley. Shout out to the Giants. But they got an uphill battle. I feel the Cowboys' elite defense. Shout out to the Cowboys, right? They got elite defense, right? They got some hard hitters there, and the Eagles just went to the Super Bowl. So the Giants are the third best team in their division. Still, so maybe they're reluctant to be like, if we're not winning, if we're not going to the Super Bowl. So that's what the Giants are thinking. We're not going to the Super Bowl. We're not better than the Eagles. We're not better than the Cowboys. We're going to pay the quarterback. I mean, they overpaid for the quarterback. That was ridiculous.
But yeah, that's all I got.
That's all I got to. Yeah, I mean, no shade on Daniel Jones, but Daniel Jones is overpaid. Daniel Jones is overpaid.
Well, actually, now looking at all of the contracts that the other quarterbacks got, Yeah. Yeah.
It's 53 players on the roster.
Justin Herbert got paid. Lamar Jackson got paid. Jalen Hurts got paid. Daniel Jones got paid. So the other three got paid a lot more than Daniel Jones did. At least twice as much.
I mean, but they're
They're the future of the NFL.
exactly they're MVP caliber, Pro Bowl caliber players. Daniel Jones is not an MVP caliber, Pro Bowl caliber, Super Bowl quarterback.
I don't know. He might come out this season and prove us all wrong, though. Probably not, though.
Probably not. No.
But yeah,
That's I think that's it.
that's it.
So that wraps another episode of Normal Guys Talk Sports. This is episode 45. It is 11 in the evening, Friday night, here at Never Satisfied Studio. Shout out to Matt, of course, and Normal Guys Talk Sports, and everyone for making the show happen, tuning into the show, all the above. Any final thoughts? Do we forgetting anything before we close this out?
Stop hating on Lamar Jackson.
Yes, all yeah, for sure. You know what I'm saying? What's that about? No, I think his situation, how he handled it, but it worked. At least he's not in a bad situation. At least he's not on a franchise tag somewhere. That would have been insane. Or if he would have got traded, that would have been insane. But he's there. A lot of teams passed up on him. The Ravens drafted him, and they need to see that through. And I think they are early favorites to make some noise early in the AFC, especially in their division. That's an early prediction. Win the AFC. Win the AFC North. AFC North. AFC North. AFC North. AFC North. I'll go that far.
Shout out to OBJ too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Come on. That's a great. I think the Ravens going to be on TV a little bit more. The Ravens going to be on national television a couple more times because of that move. So shout out for them to get their receivers, man. Got some receivers over there.
But yeah, that's all I got for y'all. We got some shout outs.
Shout outs. Okay, so shout out to the studio, Never Satisfied Studios. Shout out to the CEO, Double R. Always making it happen for us, of course. Shout out to the clothing line shop, neversatisfied.com. Right here. I'm about to get me some. There we go. About to get me some merch after the episode. I'll be wearing the next episode for sure. Shout out to the studio, of course, the music, podcast, everybody here. I shout y'all again. Shout out to everyone at the studio. Studio, everybody here. Shout out to Dialogue. His birthday's coming up. We're about to be there.
Dialogue.
Shout out to Dialogue, super duper producer, one of the greatest dudes you ever met. Dialogue's birthday is Sunday. A lot of us will be there. Shout out to Calio's Tacos, of course. Callie always looking out for sure. Shout out to Callie and said music podcast. Everybody, you know who you are. Everybody at the studio.
JIDK time out.
There you go. They're all the good stuff. Smoke detector, all the fun stuff. Everybody. So, come on, I'm tripping. Everything is both the movie. Come on, I'm tripping.
Number one on Tubi, right?
Yeah, we was number one on Tubi. We talking about doing the sequel.
Tubi.
So it's coming around. Shout out to Tubi. Like I said, we had it on Apple, Amazon, Redbox. It was top 100. Top 100 on Apple, and then that once that happened, and then we threw it on Tubi, and Tubi was for free, and we got everybody in the group chat, and everyone's the squad is squad's doing their thing, man. So shout out to Everything's Both, Jason Somewhere doing his thing, Stakai Washington, Barton Fitzpatrick, everybody. People hit me up. I was saying the movie. So dreams do come true here at Never Satisfied Studios. So that was a big part of, my journey and this and that. And then again, my next project, I've mentioned it plenty of times. Dynasty, the movie is a urban sci-fi, the first one since RoboCop, right? So it's something like that. Yeah, she just wrote something. Yeah, urban to be in that category, urban sci-fi, not just sci-fi.
Urban sci.
Urban sci-fi. So we're in that category, if you will. So starring Lioness, big old friend of the studio, and Little Flip. We have a live. I don't know if I sent you the information yet. It's Wednesday night, I believe. We have a live,
Viewing.
not viewing, promo stuff.
Okay.
Like Little Flip, the
Game
panel,
over.
the panel, all that stuff like that. Live audience, free food. So pull up. You know what I'm saying? Royal Lane Studios Wednesday. I'll send it to you. I'm gonna promote it before it's all said and done. So and yeah, she hit me up. The cast. I'm part of the cast, so I'm there. I'm gonna do something with myself. So yeah, shout out to Dynasty. I don't know more details to come. You know what I'm saying? She's done a lot. She again wrote it, executive produced, directed all herself. She's starring it. So shout out to Lioness. I met her through Ian. And again, me and Matt was just getting normal guys getting started. We was like episode 2, episode 3. I was like, hey, I'm fit to be late or miss the episode or da-da-da-da-da. I'm about to do the movie Little Flip. I pull up. I see Little Flip. I didn't even know he's going to be there. Matt was like, do the movie. What are you doing? Do the movie with Little Flip. We'll do the show tomorrow. Like, what are you doing? So that's coming up. And then, so shout out to Dynasty the movie. I don't know what platforms yet, but to be, stay tuned. We'll let you know. And so that's that. So that's coming up. And after that, we got a project filming at the studio, Spoon and Sensei and Company. They got the project. So I reached out and I'll be in there somewhere. So he said, yeah. So he's Spoon all but said I'll be in there. So I don't know the name of it, but it's a never sad.
Father Forgive Me, I believe.
Father Forgive Me, yeah. So Father Forgive Me. That is my upcoming project. Never Satisfied in collaboration with somebody, and coming soon. Father Forgive Me, and I'm in there somewhere. So, yeah, man. So shout out to all our projects. Yeah, shout out to Dreams Come True. Like I said, I moved here 7, 8 years. I sound fit to be an actor, and 7, 8 years later, it happened. So thank you everyone that has been a part of that journey and helped me along the way. So thank you. And I think that's it. Shout out to Matt. Shout out to Matt. Shout out to Matt. He's moving up in the world. Got a lot going on. We've scheduled changes, but upward, onward, progressing. So shout out to Matt for everything he's got going, and holding down the show. There's no show without Matt. So shout out to Matt Got Cameras.
Get well soon, Bronny.
Get well soon, Bronny. All
And stop
well
hating on Lamar Jackson.
Stop hating. That is the message of the week. So everyone enjoy their week. Summer is concluding. Enjoy your week. Enjoy your sports.
I'm ready to see that fight and get some wins.
Yeah. And me and Matt are watching that fight. Heck yeah, we watch that fight. That is what we'll summarize that. But we plan on watching the fight somewhere. Earl Spence, shout out to Earl Spence. That'll be in Vegas. We'll watch it somewhere out here in Dallas. And next weekend is the actual fight in Dallas. American Airlines, I believe. Tickets is like under $100, so it's not nothing too crazy. So we'll figure that out, and that's in Dallas. And I'm looking to go with Matt to that. And shout out to Matt. Matt's birthday is coming up in a couple weeks.
Yeah, it is.
Couple weeks. Shout out to Matt. So happy early birthday to Matt, and we'll be out there celebrating in no time. So shout out to everyone at home tuning in. Episode 45 on the road to 100. And like I said, once the season starts with football and basketball, we'll be there. So check you out. Everybody have a great week. Other than that is all I got for today. Once again, it is July 28th. We're concluding episode 45. My name is Edward, and that is Matt, and we'll see you next time. Other than that, I'm out.
We out, bro.